you need someone to explain everything and end this fuzzy moment because my people need to work too. Otherwise, when the international team coming in, it's going to be a delay. So I make decision ask from the commander that, can I be the one who talk? Of course. You get a kind of not believing in her. I don't have trust with them. They don't trust me. Not every recommendation that I wrote is actually be able to use. I understand that. So it's a time to prove that I'm on their side. You raise your kid to be friend, and now when they become friend, and they might just like, what's up, yo? Yeah. Then you said they're not polite, but you raise them as a friend. I would ask that just impress some change that they want. It's not gonna lose anything if you try that change, and if that change fail, they know that what they want failed. They learn. I came back with Pacific Disaster Center for evaluating disaster and emergency management in tsunami of Thailand and Indonesia, and helping setting the early warning up. That's where the Thai government know me.
อาจารย์ทวิดาสวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
ขอบคุณที่เดินทางมาสตูของ Hour ครับ
ค่ะ
ก่อนอื่นขอบคุณทีมงานกรุงเทพมหานครทุกคนนะครับฝากกับอาจารย์กับการทำงาน49วันที่เป็นช่วงเวลาที่ตั้งแต่วันแรกที่เกิดเหตุแผ่นดินไหวเนี่ยคนก็อกสั่นขวัญแขวนจนกรุงเทพเนี่ยทำงานจนแบบสร้างความมั่นใจให้กับผู้คนที่แบบเฝ้ามองอยู่ว่าจะเป็นยังไงต่อไปครับ
ค่ะเดี๋ยวบอกพวกเขาให้เขาคนดีใจค่ะเขาเหนื่อยกันมากเขาเหนื่อยกันจริงๆอาจารย์เหนื่อยน้อยสุดแล้วค่ะคนอื่นเหนื่อยกว่าเยอะมาก24ชั่วโมงทุกวัน49วันนี่ก็หนักหนาอยู่กันนะคะ
ครับผม take off อย่างเบาๆก่อนแล้วกันครับ Could you please introduce yourself in English
Oh, okay. Deputy Governor of Bangkok, Thawida Kamonwet. I'm responsible for, of course, disaster and emergency management and medical management, kind of like primary care, secondary care, and hospitals. And also under my responsibility would be a Bureau of Strategic Planning and also an office of the Civil Service of the BMA.Last but not the least, Bangkok also has a university under their jurisdiction in which the name would be Nawamintra Thirat University, where Washira Phayaban is there, Washira Hospital is there. So that would be all of my work and my introduction, briefly.
Lady Disaster, that's what they call you? Since when?
I got this name about 5 years after I got back from my PhD in the US. It's really odd and very rare for people who study in social science. In case of me, it's political science and policy and management to pick disaster management back in 2001. And then when I come back I came back before I finished my PhD. I came back after tsunami in 2004 and spent a year in 2005 finishing up my degree as well as helping Thailand in terms of a tsunami early warning system, the prototype of it. I come back to the university and teach, and then it seems that my colleagues who are also professors, they feel like when, Thawida, your life seems to be confronting with a lot of disaster. They know that my first groundwork is a 9/11 in the US and then following by hurricanes, volcanic eruption, earthquake, forest fire. When I tried to finish my PhD, tsunami happened. When I came back and then served my terms as a assistant dean and also the advisor to the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation, and there is a mega flood, following by tsunami and nuclear power plant in Japan. And as time went by, it seemed that everyone that knows me feel like you're bringing disaster more and more, and that's why they start calling me this. Actually, in Thai first, เจ้าแม่ภัยพิบัติ and then translate into Lady Disaster.In the other facet, my student has been talking, whistleblowing that if you study with Thawida, your life would end up very tired.
Like
she will eat you. She will execute you in the landfill of teaching. So that's fitted. So basically, I come with violence, I come with emergency, I come with unpleasant event. Let's make it that way. That's how the name actually named me.
Mm-hmm. How did you came across, like, because to think about most of, especially girls when they were studying, I mean, like, how did you end up being in this field?
It's not my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else picked it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I got a scholarship going to the U.S. under Fulbright program. And when I submit my proposal, at that time, back in 2000, university is trying to get out of the government system.
Mm-hmm.
So autonomous university is not well constructed yet. Everyone wants to study how to perform in education management, KPI, those kind of thing. So I proposed to Fulbright that I'm gonna go study this kind of system and come back. When I arrive, it's by luck or coincidence, my real advisor is on sabbatical for 3 months to Macedonia, if I remember that right. The other substitute advisor came into place, and she actually is Lady Disaster in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
When she looked at my profile and else, she said that you have a scientific background. I study. At first, I want to be the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on, at the end of it, when I got to entrance, I changed my mind. And she said, you have scientific background. You used to work in information company before, and you study political science and policy. Why don't you go study disaster? That's it. And I've been told that if your advisor wants something, do it, so that your study life is actually smooth, a little smoother. So, okay, fine. You want me to study disaster? I study disaster. And when I make decision, it's the second semester that I enroll, and then 9/11 happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the professor said that, go explore whether or not you like it. And basically from being little, I love disaster movie for some reason. I like watching Alien. I like watching X-File, CSI, and those kind of things. For some reason, I think I like it that way. So when I went on and studied what she said, it's fun for me. Mm-hmm. And when tsunami happened, that's another opportunity that I have. Thai government contacted the government around the world, asking for assistance. U.S. government answering that through University of Hawaii, where Pacific Disaster Center is there. My advisor, she is very kind. I haven't got my degree yet at that time. But instead of her coming on her own, she backed me up to the Pacific Disaster Center in Hawaii that this little girl can do it. Mm-hmm. And if you try to find someone who knows the governance system and know disaster and emergency management in a U.S. standard, because each of the country would have their own kind of code of working as well, even though the system is universal. That goes. I came back with Pacific Disaster Center for evaluating a disaster and emergency management in tsunami of Thailand and Indonesia, and helping setting the early warning up. That's where the Thai government know me from the very beginning. I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. You have mentioned that you kind of fall in love with the arts that you have been mastering.
Right.
Define that. How do you love it?
When you talk about disaster, here it come the picture, building collapse, explosion count too sometimes. 9/11, of course, even though terrorism might not qualify as a disaster per se, but the result of it, for example, huge fire and the building collapse is require my work anyway. Forest fires, those kind of things. Since I have science background, I always understand it that in a scientific way. How the forest fire occur, how is it different from house fire, flood, flash flood, earthquake, landslide, those kind of thing. I come to realize that, whoa, the picture at the front line, it's not a technical knowledge that you have to know. For example, this building collapse of ours, you need to understand the structure of the building, that's for sure. You have to be able to modeling how the building move and collapse. But the Israel team that come to help us, first thing that they do is not only running this model, understanding the building only. They also ask to talk to the survival and the injuries that actually got better. and they ask of the behavior of those people who work on each of the floor. If they're painting, if they're fixing cement, if they're actually doing the floor, and then study how they move and if the building collapses in what way, whether or not those body would be where. So this is an example. So at that time, I said, oh, it's actually quite a lot of understanding of how you govern it. So you gotta have someone that know the function. Might not be an expert of each of the function, but you need to know if that jigsaw of function work together how, because you can't wait. Emergency management is very difficult because it requires accuracy altogether with speed, in which these two they don't come together that easy. If you hurry up, you are not actually accurate. If you being more accurate, you're slow. So in emergency, every function, every unit has to work simultaneously, like a concert. You play every instrument together. More difficult if you are separated by area. You have to play instrument in the same time in the same song, different area. You need someone. So that's why I understand how disaster managers work. There might not be people who put the fire out. There might not be people who actually drive the crane and excavator, and then using the crane is actually to lift up something, but they are the one who know that these things have to be here and help fixing if any kind of improvised problem happen. So I think I come to like it because I think I can be a useful mechanism in that system. I think that's where it keeps me until today.
And I find it very inspiring and empowering to have you as a female leaders.
Oh, that's another thing.
In charge of a position where you need to be demanding, you need to be authoritative, because everything has to be like sharp. How do you find yourself in this position as a female leader?
I have two parts of my life though. Let me go back a little longer than that. When I first studied this, not even in, let's say I'm not gonna say what culture that is, but in several cultures, they look at you like a little girl. And I am a little girl back in those days, like 20 years ago. So when I first entered to the world of expert and guru, they are all like 50, 60, 45, with handful of experience on ground. Of course, you are just a newbie student, research assistant, for example. And when you come back to a muscular kind of work, there's firefighter, and else. You seem to be by your look is a little fragile, and women usually being foreseen as too delicate, too detailed, too bossy, everything. Talk too much, basically. That also come to me too. Let's say I got that not only in nonverbal, it's also verbally coming to me. But you got to accept at one point. It used to be a man-like work before. You have to accept that. So when you accept that, fine. Everyone around me is also man. Fine. And you have to prove what you have. I'm used to struggle a little, trying to prove that I really know what I'm doing. And it's too tired back then. Because as an academia, I might be struggling between academia and practitioner, because everyone around me is also practitioner too, especially in the U.S. I used to see them a lot, and I kind of struggling by trying to be practitioner, trying to be academia, and I confused. Because if you try to catch up with chasing those kind of not a very good compliment, you end up too tired. And then I finally, okay. Theoretically, universal standard, I know it. So let's use what I know. I don't have to be the one who do it. And then use what I know and make a very good and detailed recommendation that they can use. Basically, I turn my research to be action research. I usually in the research that they can grab from this and get doing it. Oh, the life is better. And then I enter to the arena of giving advice, get advisory, and then consulting to the government. Also, being professor in ธรรมศาสตร์ help. because of the name of the university and the name of the faculty. It helped echoing that I am not that nobody, I guess. And with my work with international people, Thai people back then seem to listen to international experts more than their own people. So that helps too. There it is. And I had more fun. I owe my big thanks to Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Thailand, Pacific Disaster Center in Hawaii, University and Japan and the US, because I think they kind of look at me. The good part of looking at me as a little girl is that they help me. Whenever I said, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I don't understand. Or I'm sorry, again, please. Or I really don't understand. They look at it like, okay, just teach her. I think that is a good part of it is that I learned a lot from them too. And the organization opened me to a whole lot of knowledge, case study, groundwork field in detail, where usually academia wouldn't get it. And it kind of filled me up. So I moved a little to know a little more in terms of practitioner. So when I serve my term, of course, you get a kind of not believing in her. I don't have trust with them. They don't trust me because usually even female as well, and she's just academia, she never actually get her hands dirty. Let's make it that way. Of course. And I don't blame them. We also know that a lot of our recommendation is not usable. I know that too. Not every recommendation that I wrote is actually be able to use. I understand that. So it's a time to prove that I'm on their side. And the reason that I want to know where the weakness of them who work on ground is because I want to fill that gap for them. It's not that I know that so that I can, you're not good. You don't know what to do. No. I know that because at one point when 4 years end, I am also going to become Bangkokian. And my life is in their hands. So if I can make this 4 years safer for everyone, it would be safer for me too when I go back to that position. So kind of like trust building. And I think when it comes to third year, before the building collapse or the earthquake, I think we have better relationship, a lot better. And they don't look at me as a girl, a woman anymore. Because I went with them everywhere that they actually went. It doesn't matter how much difficult of the scene that was. The governor went, I went. And sometime I was with them at the night time. And we worked together. And then when this building collapsed, I think they understand that the governor himself and I love to be there with them, no matter what. And if some difficulty happen or they need us to be the one who explain, defend, correct some mistake, we will not hesitate to say, we are sorry or we apologize for that. So I think when they know this, I think from now on is even better. And hopefully it would be a lot to come after this, like women are also strong.
What would you tell to the people that look at you and aspire to be, like working in public service and working where they can help people around them?
I'm going to copy what the governor said. You have to have passion a little or a lot. It depends on who you are at that point. Everyone knows that public sector has been under the weather for a long time. Slow, red tape, hierarchy, not being good in smiling when servicing people, and open in the time that people are not being able to get the service, and service is poor, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. I'm not going to deny that. However, everyone knows that it's the right time to change everything. So people would react to change differently. So if you have me inspire people in this way, my answer would go to 3 generations differently. To the younger generation, I think change is not quick. Change is not quick. I myself served a term of 4 years. The governor never talked about the second term. Never. never. So it means that everything that he asks in his policy has to get done in 4 years. I have only like half of it done. That's why the governor graded himself 5 from 10, I guess. So it's not quick. And the result of the change systematically help you to work better and work less tirelessly. It also takes time. So just keep believing that if you are at that competency that you have, you're good enough, stand still and try to push that change as much as you can. It would come. I would like to do this to the new generation. However, for the older generation than me, I consider myself in the middle. I don't know if I'm the middle anymore because right now we have Gen Z in the organization. I'm Gen X, so I'm not sure. I'm still in the middle of it. For the elder or older generation, embrace the advantage of the change that the new generation brings in. Sometimes it might not be very cute because of their personality, but you have to realize that when you once be parents, that's the kids that you want them to grow up. You raise your kid to be friend, and now when they become friend, and they might just like, "What's up, yo?" Yeah. Then you said they're not polite, but you raise them as a friend. You raise them to be able to be comfortable to talk with you on anything. Then when they want to talk on sexual relation, you have to talk to them. If they argue with you that they change, that they know is better than you, listen to them. They know more than us because of the information, internet and else, but we know deeper than them. These can complement each other. I would ask that just embrace some change that they want. It's not going to lose anything if you try that change. And if that change fail, they know that what they want failed. They learn. I think these two generations need this from me to inspire them. You still do what you want. It's just for my generation. When people say that if it can be changed, what generation responsible the most? I would put that on my generation. You know why? Generation X is the generation that being comply with order in the past. And we are at the point that when we third year in the university, that's where computers change from Jula Word to Microsoft Word. That's where we change to lease line. Internet later on comes in, CD-ROM, those kind of thing until the HTML, internet kind of platform. We see how things change, and we have to run like hell to get that change into our skill. So we know how struggle that is for the previous generation. And we also know how good that is for the new knowledge and skill that come in and change things. We are the generation that can compromise the two and make that change constructed and continue developing, improving. So I think I would like to say that we can work together, but things is not going to come easily or very quick. Embrace every little bit of the day. I used to be the person who 80% I have to get it done. 100% it has to be perfect. For the past 10 years, 1% a day I take it. 1% I take it. As long as it is a plus. If it's a minus, I try to learn it quick and don't repeat the mistake. So that's how because every work of mine on every day, it will be things that I cannot do. And it will be things that I fail every day. These 49 days, except the 9 persons that we rescued on the first day, we didn't have good news for the past 48 days following that first day. We need to do our best and being able to tell ourselves that is it what we learned an hour ago? If we do things better, is it going to faster? If we do things better, are we going to get to them better? Can we make our people who work on ground safer? So I think that's how it keep me going too.
I know that being, handling disaster is top of your game, but also communication is very important. In terms of managing public expectations, and also it's one of your expertise as well.
Believe it or not, communication is not my one. Communication in crisis might be.
Yes.
But
yes.
I don't have communication by degree. So I cannot say that I'm expert in communication. But okay. And the
But
question.
how did you learn about like mastering communication, especially in crisis?
My confession. My PhD dissertation, half of the topic is communication. But it's a communication in terms of early warning, technology, and how we design the message. Okay, it starts from there. How we design the message as short as it is and as quick, as accurate as it is. So I learned a quick, short message that expect for behavior first during my PhD. And I have to confess later on, I learned it from the action of every leader because I have to teach. When I teach disaster and emergency management, I teach it for 20 years in the university. When I teach, it would be one session about communication in crisis. It would take half and half. First half would be communication in terms of technology, warning, those kind of things. Another half would be communicating with public agencies, private, to work together, and also communicating with the public. So it has this topic. So the way I teach is I download clip from leaders around the world, good and bad, that people, and then also not only in crisis, some of the very difficult question. For example, when the international media come ask the question that might relate to things that we don't want to talk about, I also use that to teach my student that, this kind of answer and your personality has to be this, how you prepare information, how those of things. So I think because I seen a lot of example, and because I have to teach them. And I have my friend in a faculty of journalism at Thammasat University and else in communication. So I steal from them a little when they talk and those kind of things, and I'm remembering how to work. Oh, and also since high school and university, I was a school and university debaters. So I'm one of them. That skill come because I'm very talkative, I guess, so it worked well with me. And that's where I think it's the most. And I have to say COVID-19 is actually have me rehearse because of the media interview me every time that the communication of outbreak COVID is out from the government and also from the expert. And to answer the media in the interview or else, I need to study how things would be communicated. And because of that, I learned about you guys. That what you want when emergency or tense of time coming, what you want, what kind of difficult question you would seek for. And I also know a lot of my political science students graduate and becoming an elite of reporters. They ask very, very critical question. I know that because I know them. And also I know that you need, we call you feed the hunger. So if the situation is very tense, I need to update you every hour. If we can set the time together to be officially announced, morning and evening would be enough. Because in the middle, if you update something that there is nothing, it's going to be very bland and they don't want you anymore. So I learned it because the media react to the other leaders in the past. So I'm kind of like memorizing it. On that day, I didn't come out because I think that I'm an expert. No. On that day that it's gone viral, I came out because of two reasons. First, the governor and the permanent secretary of Bangkok has actually asked me to go coordinate at the site, and also being a chief information officer to coordinate information for agency and else. So I'm doing my job according to my boss. And the other thing is that we have some event happen at the site that people don't understand the operation, and that is really every problem come from every angle, 360 degree. You need someone to explain everything and end this fuzzy moment, because my people need to work too. A lot of people outside need to actually focusing on the system that we try to set up Otherwise, when the international team coming in, it's going to be a delay if you cannot actually plug them in together with the team on ground. So everything is really tense. So I make decision, ask from the commander that, can I be the one who talk? Because I also know the inside, what they're doing. And I also know the team that come from international. And I also know the operation of BMA outside. So I'm going to try to answer everything so that they get every information that they have. And the media is one thing, the operation inside, so that the communication come from one person. Everyone know the same. Let's fix this first, and then later on, let's get the system of communication, how we're gonna communicate with them. So I just try to make peace at the site. That's the only thing that I think right now, back then, and I'm just telling them what I know. And the question is not difficult though. The media is really kind. They only ask things that what happened inside, what happened outside, who are coming, what else that happened. So it's been the work that we've been doing. Oh, the other thing is that we are in the chat room together, Deputy Governor, and else, and we communicate very, let's say, almost every minute. And that's where the information, we have equal information, and we share everything. I think that's what is good too, because that made me even more confident a little that I can answer something that the other deputy governor might know better than me. But at least I can tell the media that this is what I know. Let me find out more detail, and the next hour I will come back and see you. I think that worked too, even though I can't answer everything at that moment. So I think that perhaps because of that, I'm gathering from time to time, having a professor as a friend, and I have to teach a student. But I actually teach myself though. People ask whether or not you are afraid of being wrong, or say something that is wrong, or do something that is wrong. I said, I never seen anyone doing things right 100%. So I embrace it. I know that it would be things that I perhaps miss or whatever. But the only thing that I'm so afraid of is that one of my students would walk to me and said, you didn't do what you actually teach me. People who teach cannot do so. That's the only thing that I'm so afraid of, that they're gonna lose the I don't know. I think they all went to the university to get the knowledge. I'm just have my concern that I disappoint them at some point, and they're gonna not believing in the knowledge they're gonna get. So that perhaps one thing that a little in deep of my mind, that whoa, I need to do things right because of them. So.
Well, I'm gonna ask you to provide me some knowledge of mastering communication. Wow. As a media myself, I need to communicate all the time. Is there any technique that you have learned because you are in a position that you get to use the knowledge that you teach, and now you implementing it by yourself? Any technique that you get to learn after years?
The problem of answering this question, if I give you the knowledge for the media, it will be different from the knowledge of being a person who the media interview. Here's the thing. Okay, let make it this way. You come to interview me, you have to know me a little before. I being interviewed by you, I have to know you a little. That I think is mutual. Why? Because, for example, I used to be a professor. I'm expected to prepare the content to the audience. So I need to know the audience. Otherwise, I would prepare anything. And it's going to be right on, keep like talking nonsense. So that's perhaps the behavior that we have to do it. So when I come to you, I have to know what kind of message that you usually work as a person who come for an interview. So I think to know you is one of the tricks. To know the background too, because if you know the background of a person, if you are the media and you know me, so that you know what unique question that you should ask. Since you are not a media who actually always goes to the scene and trying to catch a quick one and broadcast on the news. We are at the interview kind of session. So what can make your program different from the other media is asking the question that no one would ask. Then you have to study me so that you know what kind of question you would actually deeply grab it out. So that's for one thing. And I have to know you too. Otherwise, I wouldn't actually well prepare. Some of the answer, if I am a professor in the university, I might be able to answer freely. As a deputy governor, it might not. So I have to be careful on that one too. And make sure that you get what you want, but it doesn't actually make my governor or BMA is actually in trouble. So I think that's why we have to study one another and ask the question that's very unique in terms of you. Second, I think that you can also ask a very critical or dilemma question that would actually add spice to your program a little that people want to. Last time, actually, I went on to one of the interview. The question is very tough. I have to accept. Usually, I'm not afraid of question at all because if I don't know, this is what it's good for me. People will say, have you ever actually be afraid or panic? No, at all. Why? Because I know that if I cannot answer, I would say, I don't know. Why? You don't have to know everything. And if you know that things that you don't know, you can just simply tell him that you don't know, then you are not going to be panic anymore because from now on we answer what we know. Anyway, I think it would be really nice as a media that you allow me to explain what I did, which you already did. This is really good because it makes me like you more. Oh, I'm sorry. You have me for an interview for an hour. Relationship has begun, and yes. I would be willing to answer you everything because okay, he give me an opportunity to explain, and even if he's gonna come up with a very harsh question, I allow because the question that I can answer well, he allowed that as well. So I think this technique is really good and not very threatening. So I think that would be what I share. But if you are the person who go interview on scene, I might say differently what I think we should share together. But as an interviewer, an interviewee, I would have one thing. People ask me how to prepare if you have to answer within crisis. Okay. I think, first of all, you have to know what is your weakness. And my weakness when I serve the term is the law. Because as a professor of policy and disaster management, I only know my law, my act that I have to work with. But then when we conduct this building collapse operation, it needs more than the law that I know. And it doesn't mean that the law that I know, I actually memorizing them all. So I have to accept, I read the whole thing again. Because I know that if I miss the word this time, I don't have second chance. And so I do my homework. Second, every information has to flood to centralization. It means that I and other deputy governor who control different dimension has to know the other information of one another as well. And the information have to come into one line. You cannot just spread it out too much because you cannot keep catching it. The information has to be at hand. And you have to calculate before. That will be media on your side and media that not on your side. When I taught this way. When I work that way. Being not on your side, it doesn't mean that it's your enemy. But the question is really difficult because they study hard about what you do. And sometimes the media right now, Thai media is really good. They know law. They know every detail. And if they ask it and we cannot answer, we're going to look really innocent, little girl. Come back to that again. So you need to understand the situation and prepare well enough. And trust me, it will be things that you don't know. If you work really hard and you cover everything as you can, your brain work already, just simply tell them that you don't know. But you don't know. I don't have information. They have not reported me yet and then fly away with it. No. In the next hour, you have to come back and answer that. I would make this recommendation to anyone who have to answer in emergency or crisis.
Thank you for your hour. I know that you are very busy with your schedule. It's my honor to get to talk to you for an
So you
hour.
don't have tough question for me?
No. This actually the hour is designed for a guest to have a relaxing hour.
Oh, yes. This is the first time that I can sit and like chit chat.
Yes. ขอบคุณครับอาจารย์
ขอบคุณค่ะ ขอบคุณค่ะ ยินดีค่ะ
ครับผม